Hey guys, I'm showing you a hammer. This is a hammer from the FLAIL mower, and this is one of the original bolts. And as you can see, if I put it in here, there's a lot of play. There's a lot of play right here. So that's not good. You don't want to have a lot of play like that. You want things nice and tight. So I'm replacing the bolts. I'm putting some new bolts in here, and there's a lot less play. It's nice, a little tighter in there. So that should prolong the life of the FLAIL mower, make it cut a little bit better, and hopefully not break any bolts, because if you see in my last video, I was trying to grind down an oak stump using my FLAIL mower as a stump grinder. Uh-oh, I think we broke another hammer. By the way, don't do that. It's not a good idea. It was just an experiment. It doesn't work that well. I ended up breaking a couple bolts, and then I started looking at how the bolts were wearing, and I'm like, oh, those need replacing anyway. So I went and bought some new bolts. These are grade 5 bolts. I think they're 3.5 inches long, and they're fit perfect in there. So that's just what I'm doing. And I'm spraying a little bit of lithium grease inside there. Otherwise there's no real other place to grease it, and you know, a little bit of grease is better than no grease at all, like they say. So that's the plan. That's what I'm up to. These are the original hammers. I've sharpened up a couple times now. They've held up pretty well. I do have, you know, there's a few chips and stuff, and that's pretty typical, but for the most part, they're holding up pretty good, and I'm just gonna keep with them until they break, and I'll replace them then. But so far, I've had good luck with these. So I think these are like a 3-inch hammer maybe, and they do the trick. Believe it or not, guys, today is the first time I have ever used this 90-degree pneumatic wrench that I got. I've had this sitting in a drawer for, I bet, 20 years, and I have not used it until today. This was the first time I've ever used it, and I needed it. There was no other tool that would have done a better job than this 90-degree pneumatic wrench. I got this free with the air compressor I bought one time. I don't know if they still do that or not. They probably, nothing's free anymore, but this was included with the air compressor that I got, I guess. But yeah, that worked. This worked slick. I was really happy with it. So glad to have had this. If you've got a FLAIL mower, I'd suggest getting a 90-degree wrench. If it's not an electric one, get a pneumatic one. Works great. These bolts are all worn out. They're all terrible. I'm probably just going to get rid of them. I do have a couple extras, because that's always important when you when you're in the middle of the woods, middle of doing something, and something breaks. It's good to have some extra parts. So I did buy a couple extras. The FLAIL mower has held up really well for me. We're going to be doing some FLAIL mowing videos pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Give me a like, give me a comment. I'd appreciate it. Until next time, keep on tractoring, and God bless.